What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Aranda here, and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I'll be going over the GFS and European models, what to expect for the rest of May and coming into June. And hurricane season starts June 1st, and we do have a potential tropical system that can get going over Cuba and possibly impact Florida as well. And then there's also another area of interest off the coast of South Carolina, North Carolina, and even in the Gulf that also has to be watched for any tropical development as we get closer to hurricane season. So with that being said, let's go ahead and switch to the GFS model and see if it is holding on to seeing a potentially tropical storm off there get going and impacting areas like Cuba and Florida. So right now around, let's see, 8 p.m. tonight, we will have some unsettled weather going on across the deep south in this central part of the United States, with mainly just rain. Don't really see thunderstorms in this other than down there in Florida, but for the most part this is going to be a rain event across areas like Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, even showers and thunderstorms down into Florida, and a lot of moisture down into the Gulf. And then we have some rain off the coast of the Carolinas, but look like that's going to stay offshore. Go into about 2 a.m. tonight, we will still have some scattered showers going across the deep south and the southeast. Some heavy thunderstorms just along the coast of Florida for the Atlantic side, but nothing too crazy there. Out towards the west coast in Oregon, western Oregon, could see some strong thunderstorms in this region right here, and then some scattered showers going across central California. We move that forward. We have a low pressure up over Canada, bringing some rain and snow mix for parts of Canada, mainly eastern Canada, but nothing too crazy there. We still have some moisture off the southeast east coast, along South Carolina, Georgia, and even Florida. We have some scattered showers and thunderstorms going across the central part of the United States about 8 a.m. tomorrow. Some scattered showers going across the west coast as well. Then some of those showers start getting a little bit more steady around 8 p.m. tomorrow, going across parts of the deep south and impacting the southeast. We got a low pressure getting slightly stronger up in the northeast, impacting areas like Pennsylvania, New York, Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. Those areas could see some heavy rain and potentially some thunderstorms embedded into that. Then also we have to watch out for something that tries to get going off the coast of Georgia and South Carolina. In this region, let me go ahead and circle that for you guys. Do yellow this time. This region right here, now it looks like it pulls away, but regardless, if this does happen, it looks like it's trying to show some moisture, additional moisture from what we already might see go across South Carolina and Tennessee and even Georgia, start impacting more areas across the Carolinas, because that most likely would try to become something tropical, but it still pulls away just about a day before hurricane season officially starts for the Atlantic. And then also into the northwestern part of the United States, we do have some heavy rain that will be falling around that time frame if the GFS come out correct. But regardless, move that forward. That tries to like get a low pressure, and it does, and it pulls away from the United States, but it is trying to go into a tropical storm. But it pulls away. But regardless, we might have some hazardous sea conditions along Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, even Florida, even if this does form but still pulls away. So I would not be surprised if the National Weather Service do issue those alerts for the coastal areas, advising people not to go to the beach or be careful for high rip currents. So we move that forward just a little bit. We start seeing a little bit more moisture get going down there near Cuba and even into the Gulf, but we still have some showers going across the entire eastern side of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, even northern Florida as well. We have a low pressure up into the northeast again, bringing some rain and potentially some thunderstorms. Then we also have to watch out for a severe weather outbreak up into the north central part of the United States. This definitely has a possibility of producing Gulf-sized hail, and potentially tornadoes could be embedded into that if this does play out by the GFS going into June 2nd around 2 a.m. Then also we have some showers and thunderstorms going across Arkansas, northern Louisiana, showers going across Mississippi and western Alabama, and then also seeing some in western Texas. So we move that forward. Then we try to see something get going right here into the Gulf, not too far from Texas coast, but for the most part, that it seemed like it does weaken. But we have a blob of moisture that's sitting a few hundred miles off the coast of South Carolina and North Carolina that has the potential to become something tropical. If that does work, play out how the GFS saying it might, around 2 p.m. on the 2nd. We move that forward. We still see just a lot of moisture hang on into the Gulf, but then we start seeing some more widespread showers and thunderstorms around 2 a.m. on the 4th for Oklahoma, southern Kansas, even stretching into northeastern or north central Texas as well. Then move that forward, we start seeing those move eastward, start impacting the mid-Atlantic regions with some of them storms, and then also could see just a rain event go across the deep south and then start impacting the southeast. But for the most part, it stays pretty quiet across the west coast, other than some scattered showers up into Washington state. But then we also could see some severe weather go across eastern Alabama near the Georgia state line around 2 a.m. on the 7th, if the GFS is correct. And this also has the potential to produce some strong thunderstorms in this region and flooding. And then we have a lot of moisture up here off the northeast coast. Move that forward, we start seeing a low pressure get going that originally forms over Georgia. Then it works its way off the South Carolina coast and look like it does strengthen a little bit and bring some strong storms just off the outer banks, but look like that stays out to sea. And then we also see a burst of energy get going over Cuba, bringing some showers and thunderstorms in this region. You got to really make sure that don't do nothing sneaky, because just yesterday, the GFS was trying to paint at least a high-end tropical storm to a hurricane going straight over Cuba and then impacting Florida and then stalling out once it start approaching Georgia. But I see the model now is not saying that, so it seems like it goes a few days of showing tropical activity, then it just goes away. But regardless, we do start seeing some rotation around the 11th time frame, going just south of Cuba, and it seemed like it just sits there for a little bit, and then it starts making its way north, heading into the Gulf. But then it seemed like it weakens just a little bit. But regardless, that is definitely some heavy wind and rain impacting this area, so that definitely can be felt into Cuba, western Cuba, if that does play out around the 11th, 12th ish. And then it officially, now this is the end of the run, it officially moves forward and goes into the Gulf and try to strengthen a little bit more. So I would not be surprised if that turns into at least a tropical depression or a low-end tropical storm. And if it does continue this track, because again, this is the end of the run, it might start impacting areas like Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and potentially Alabama as well. And we already seeing rain around this time frame impacting the southern part of Mississippi and Louisiana and Alabama. But again, this is the end of the run. But regardless, we do see some moisture that gets going off the coast of North Carolina as well. It seemed like it stayed just off of its coast, but regardless, right, in this region, that is some heavy rain. Potentially could be some gusty winds out into the Atlantic for that area I just circled. So let's go ahead and switch to the the European, and see if it's saying about the same thing or it has a different idea. So we can move that back just a little bit and go around 8 p.m. tonight. Let's see. So around, 8 p.m. tonight, we will have some unsettled weather going across Arkansas, Oklahoma, even Kansas. I'm seeing some scattered showers in northeastern Texas. Nothing too crazy there. A lot of moisture in the Gulf area. Then we have some moisture off the coast of Georgia and Florida. Move that forward, then boom, it bursts into a lot of showers and thunderstorms going across Georgia, the entire state of Georgia. Seeing some showers down into Florida. The entire state of Alabama is seeing some showers and thunderstorms. Scattered showers across Mississippi and Louisiana, even into Arkansas. Eastern Texas seeing some showers. We have a low pressure up into the northeast as well, bringing some showers and thunderstorms and heavy rainfall. That definitely might have a potential to drop an inch or two of rain if this does play out by the European model around 11 p.m. tomorrow night for the 29th. Still seeing some scattered showers going across Alabama, eventually working its way into Georgia and strengthening into potentially seeing some thunderstorms going across South Carolina. And then it just gets a little bit more widespread around 11 a.m. on the 30th. I'm bringing some strong storms along the eastern part of South Carolina, even probably being felt into Tennessee with some showers and thunderstorms. But then it just pulls away and tries to get a low pressure just in the southeastern part of Georgia as well. And then we also have a lot of rain and thunderstorms going across part of the western part of the United States. Potentially could have some strong gusty winds in some of these areas that could pick up on a thunderstorm that is not ruled out at all. So move that forward just a little bit more. We have that low pressure now pulling away from the northeast. And then also it's showing the same about the same thing the GFS was showing around this time frame of seeing some moisture and potentially something tropical just a few hundred miles off of the Carolina coastline. But it seemed like that also pulls away during the same track the GFS was showing. So the GFS and the European are kind of liking the idea of seeing something potentially tropical in this region, but pulls away from the United States. So that's kind of is a good thing right there. But regardless, we'll bring some unsettled weather out into the Atlantic. And then we also see some moisture get going off the coast of Georgia and Florida, but it tries to do a weak low pressure, but that seemed like that don't last too long. Yep, it don't, and then it just pulls away. But regardless, after it pulls away, it kind of shows back around 2 p.m. on the 2nd, going across, well, potentially going to impact Bermuda if this does happen, and that potentially could be a tropical depression or a low end tropical storm. And then it seems like it strengthened a little bit, and then we have another low pressure that's up there off the coast of the northeast, and that's definitely a tropical storm. You kind of see the wind on here in this region, so it might bring some gusty conditions along the northeast coastline. So I would not be surprised if the National Weather Service do issue hazardous beach statements for these areas as well, if that does happen. And then around, let's see, 2 p.m. on the 3rd, we can see some showers and thunderstorms go across southeastern Texas, even impacting areas like Louisiana. I'm seeing some scattered thunderstorms going across Alabama as well. And then boom, we start seeing some more showers and thunderstorms start impacting more areas of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, western Tennessee, and western Alabama. We try to see a low pressure get going just along the coastline of Texas, bring some heavy rain and thunderstorms to its coast. And then it tries to strengthen and bring some more widespread rain and thunderstorms across Texas, and then start impacting Louisiana, and then eventually works its way into Mississippi. But regardless, this is going to bring a lot of rain and potentially have some strong gusty winds where these storms actually set up at. It's going to really be the question, because this is the European. It can also switch back and forth. But then also have to watch out for something around 8 p.m. on the 8th. We do see a low pressure off the coast of South Carolina and North Carolina, kind of near that line right there, bringing some showers and thunderstorms. That potentially could be a tropical depression actually get going, but it seems like this is going to pull away. It does, and then strengthening into a tropical storm, but it does pulls away from the United States. So far, all the models for the GFS and the European runs been liking is showing something either in the Atlantic or down there near the Gulf, but it does pulls away from the United States for any major impact. So that's kind of a good thing there. So with that being said, I would keep an eye out on if anything changes, because regardless, just yesterday GFS was showing this area right here and even southern Florida for Cuba and southern Florida for potentially a high-end tropical storm to a hurricane making landfall in those areas, and then stalling out in northern Florida before continuing into Georgia. And instead of it heading east, it actually continues to start turning west and start bringing heavy rainfall across Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, and even Louisiana before it officially dies off and become nothing. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time your boy upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one if it's God's will. Stay safe out there, and it's your boy Aronde out.